Masturbation escalation leads to shame, isolation, and even performance collapse. It starts out as simple stress relief, taking the edge off after work, or simply being left alone with a screen. What begins as a quick escape quickly becomes a cycle out of control. But here's the truth: your brain is not broken. Neuroscience shows that you can rewire it. You can rewire it out of compulsion, back into true intimacy, and reclaim the future that you want and deserve. You, my friend, can move forward with confidence. This is video 8 in my masturbation trap series, and this is the moment you have been waiting for. All the other videos lead to this: how to break the cycle for good. Let's dive in. I worked with a man in his 40s who told me this: I've tried everything. He would delete apps. He would make promises to himself. He would even be able to stay away from porn for weeks, but he would fall back in. He said, I thought I was doomed to be like this forever. And the cost was huge. He had broken trust with his wife, drifted away from his kids, even shrunk back at work because he was completely exhausted and he couldn't focus. He felt like his entire life had stalled and he couldn't get it going again. But when he finally understood how his brain works, everything changed. That is the sheer power of brain mapping. For the first time ever, he could see how his brain was performing, how it was stuck, and exactly what he needed to do to power it up in the right direction again. He knew he could rewire it. And the gains, they were real. He rebuilt true intimacy with his wife. He was connected and had more fun and engagement with his kids than ever before. The spark was back in him. He even got promoted after cranking it out at work. He told me, for the first time in decades, I felt like myself again. This, my friend, is what recovery looks like. It's not about just quitting or abstaining. It's about getting your whole life back. Here's the neuroscience-backed path to breaking the cycle. Remove overstimulation. Stop reinforcing destructive pathways with porn and masturbation. Retrain bonding. Reconnect with real intimacy. Oxytocin bonds when you share that experience in the real world with a loved one. It's authentic connection, not pixels. Restore control. Engage that prefrontal cortex and make it strong again. You can do this through brain mapping and neurofeedback. In this way, you can reclaim decision-making and freedom. That is why my program exists, to give men the tools, the map, and the support to finally move forward and break free for good. Like Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you'll call it fate. Brain mapping makes the unconscious visible, and once you see it, you can change it. One man told me that he went from hopeless to feeling free. For the first time in my life, I could make love, have sex with my wife without having to go to porn in my head. It felt amazing. That's the transformation from compulsion to connection, from shame to strength, from being hijacked to being in control. And this is what neuroscience shows. Shame activates the default mode network. Basically, it's self-thought internalized in a negative way. That activates self-attack, guilt, criticism, and rumination. That means that shame traps you in loops of I am broken. But guilt, it's different. It engages the control center, the prefrontal cortex. Guilt enables you to say, I'm doing something I don't want to, but I can change it. That shift from the rumination circuits of shame to the control circuits of guilt gives your brain exactly what it needs to rewire. That's the leverage that you're looking for. That's how this man broke free. He looked at the shame, turned it into guilt, allowed it to move him toward action and success. That's when the real recovery began. Okay, this is the finale in the Masturbation Trap series. I can't believe it. But this is not where your recovery ends. This is where it begins. If you've missed earlier episodes, click the playlist coming on the screen now. You don't want to miss these. Each one shows you a layer of how masturbation hijacks your brain and derails you from your life. If you're ready for help, please go to drtrishleigh.com. You can learn about my brain mapping program, about my one-on-one neurofeedback clinic program. I am here to help. You can read all about all the tools that I use to help men every single day regain control, restore intimacy, rebuild clarity and connection. If you're stuck, it could be the key to your confidence and your future. Okay, hit like so more men see this series. They need it. Subscribe. I show up here every single week just for you. If you're inspired, share your story in the comments. I read them all. Your story can help you understand where you are and maybe even help somebody else. You never know what mustering up your courage can do. Okay, and remember, control your brain or it will control you. I'll see you next time.